This is the sample of the dry blood sample which we give you. On the left side is a picture of acid puddles. On the right side is a picture of dried blood, good blood. If this was in color, you would see the dry blood very red. Unfortunately, most of us, our bloods are pink or gray. And the thing that makes blood nice and red are greens, the green leafy vegetables that we have available for us to eat. And one on the left side showing acid puddles and acidity forming in us. Again, we can remove those things by moving towards the alkaline side in our diets. Here's a combination picture of a person named Andrea, her wet blood analysis on the top and the dry blood analysis on the bottom. Okay, Dr. Young asks us, when a fish is sick, how do you fix the fish? Well, you can't take him out and give him injections and perform surgery on him. The simple answer is you change the water. And as you saw our cells floating in water, to the previous picture to this, the best way to bring about changes in our body is by changing the water. We change the environment. When our cells come into this environment, it clears up and it helps us to rectify the conditions we're in. So Dr. Young has presented this statement here. He says that there is only one physiological disease, the over-acidification of the body, due primarily to an inverted way of eating, living, and thinking. Now let's study that a little bit. Living and thinking. Bad thoughts can create acid. Unforgiving thoughts towards other people can create acid. So it's not only eating and diet, but how you live and how you think also may be the culprit to acidity in our cells. And this over-acidification leads to the overgrowth in the body of microorganisms. Remember how we saw that beer example, how it ferments and various microorganisms in the beer is poisonous to us. We call it endotoxins and mycotoxins. Well, he calls it poisons, and those are the poisons that produce the symptoms we call disease. So, in our bodies, as we become acidic, and these organisms grow in us, which you saw in some of those previous pictures, like the yeast, these organisms are producing poisons, and we are essentially fermenting, and we're aging prematurely. So this is an interesting concept of his. He says that all disease then grows in an acidic medium, and no disease can grow in a basic or alkaline medium. It seems such an oversimplification of things, but study this, and you may visit his site and talk to us, and we can give you more examples of how this functions. We have, for your interest perhaps, we have some products in our company that helps us along. Just living every day and trying to eat good is good, but sometimes we are so acidic, we have to help ourselves by becoming more basic by going a little bit more over towards the right side or the alkaline side. Another factor is that for every acidity we have to use 20 parts to neutralize that acidity. We have a product called Super Greens. It has 49 grasses in it, and we leave out a lot of the things that are grown in static vats, like algae and spirulina, mainly because it attracts a lot of mold and fungus. We also have a product called Prime pH. It's simply a means of adding to your water 20 drops, 15 drops to a liter of water. And this alkalizes your water or restructures your water to the alkaline side. So as you drink this, it helps you neutralize the high acidity in your body. This cycle of imbalance, which Dr. Young talks about, usually starts with some negative thoughts, words, or deeds. It could be polluted environments we live in. It could be acidic diets, radiation, destructive emotions like anger. This leads to the disorganization of cells. Cells change and adapt to the new environment of a declining pH, which creates a compromised environment. Cells adapt to this morbid environment. Healthy cells become unhealthy, and they give birth to bacteria, like you saw, yeast, fungus, and molds. These in turn create their own waste products and become debilitating acids. The waste products from these unhealthy cells pollute the environment even more and impact the quality of life for other healthy cells, leading to more disturbances. And we now go into a vicious downward spiral, and it repeats itself over and over. Now, can we reverse this? Sure enough. Let's go to the next slide. If you go through a cleanse and stop that cycle, you can do it like this. You do drink a lot of water. It talks about superhydration there. Eat a lot of green foods. Take a lot of green drinks. Like I mentioned, it takes 20 parts of alkalinity to neutralize 1 part of acid. You take control. You break this pattern of negative, disturbing impressions. Those things that irritate and disturb cells, like acid diets, chemical exposure, prescription and or recreational drugs, negative thoughts, words, and deeds. And this will provide the vital material in the body needed to construct new and vital cells. We all need a good woman, he calls it. We need water, oxygen, minerals, alkaline and energy, nutrition, and diet. And that will take you to a vicious cycle upward, which you will be able to come out of the dark light we had in ourselves, get us out there, and we can start cycling upward to gain more health, more energy, more strength, and to enjoy life the way it's intended. This is just an extra piece of information I just want to give you. If you notice, this talks about microloads, organisms that we intake as we eat various types of foods here. Particularly right now, we're talking about animal foods, milk, butter, cheese, ice cream, egg. You see how many millions of organisms per cup come into our systems as we eat these things, as they are attached to the foods. On the lower picture, you see the plant foods like vegetables, fruits, legumes. Look how low the microload is there, 10 per gram. Look at milk up there, it's 5 million per cup. Look at ice cream, 225 million per serving. And when we eat pork, by the way, pork is probably one of the most highly acidic of all the foods we can eat. It has 336 million parts per gram. I just wanted to show you this as to why Dr. Young encourages certain foods and discourages certain foods. And these are just laboratory reports.